Right. This is what's so funny is like people at the top will give advice that only works for people at the top. Right.
Exactly,
like, just put it out there. It's okay. Right. Like, don't worry about it. It's like, actually, I think Gary Vee had a post today. It's like, just post it. Gary, you can make a post saying just post it. But if I'm trying to build my brand and I'm actually putting out shitty content, that actually hurts my ability to build the brand and I can't get to where I'm trying to go. So I think all of this is going to keep coming back to intention. Right? What is your intention with your brand and who are you trying to build it around?
And I will stand behind
James Coben.
the king in the north. King in the north. The 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 king in the north.
Right? Because that's the key is who are you trying to build your brand for? Right now, too many people are trying to build the same brands.
Yeah.
Right? Like self-help, self-development, like they're all trying to build the same brand. Influencer, like how to be an influencer. We have influencers teaching people how to be brand building influencer. Like everyone's doing the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, shit, you want to go build a brand? Go read a book that no one else is reading and share the information. Like, it's something where being intentional with your brand, but to what I said about you going after Tony, plan it. How are you actually going to build that brand, right? How can you make sure that something is good, not great? I'm not a believer in putting out bad content, but I think too many people don't put out any content because they're trying to be great.
How did you develop your niche and like how can I go about doing that better? And I guess people who are building their personal brands now.
Yeah. So I think I guess my niche was purely accidental. It's just what I was doing. Right. And Gary Vee did share this. He's like, share your learnings. Like if you are an upcoming salesperson, podcaster, share what you're learning along the way and share the mistakes. Right. Because you're always a few mistakes ahead of someone.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense.
Right. So share like that, by the way, people love, what is it? Like, we can't not look at an accident. So you could come out and say top 3 podcasting tips to do from your dorm, or top 9 mistakes I made launching my podcast. Number 4 almost cost me my job.
Please leave this office. We're done with this interview.
Do we get any sort of souvenir?
Get out of my office!
Sharing your mistakes will pull people in because people love a car wreck.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, man.
It's a good thumbnail, too, for YouTube. I like that.
Boom, I'm taking a YouTube course right now. I'm learning how to use YouTube, right? You can teach old dogs new tricks, right? Why learn trial by fire? Why, if I can go learn from someone who's already doing it well, or even just 2 steps ahead of me, I just saved myself 2 years of mistakes and mess ups because someone else taught me how to avoid it, right? So be intentional with who you're trying to target. Be intentional with your brand. Like, do it on purpose. But also what you said, like, learn how to attract people, right? I'm not going to keep banging on a dead horse with reading, but like, read copywriting, right? Like, copywriting is huge. Learning how to persuade people through language and through words. Do you think that would help with some of this brand building everyone's trying to do?
Yeah, I'm writing some of this down. This is even though I'm going to be listening back to it, but.
And so like you can do generally one thing great. You can do 2 things really well. You can do 3 things good.
Okay.
Once you start getting past that, everything starts to suffer. So doing 2 things really well. If work and your podcast are your 2 core priorities.
Yeah, it's core priorities right there.
You're good. But here are the things that are going to suffer if you have 2 core priorities. Your social life is not going to be as much as you want it to be. Your health, you may not be ripped, shredded, and jacked the entire time.
Yeah.
Right? Your relationships may suffer a little bit because you have 2 core priorities. That's a choice you have to make, right? Like where I'm at right now, I have my work, I have my family, and I have my side projects that I'm running.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm not trying to be jacked and ripped right now. I can't fit that in. Right.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be like super, like right now, like I'm not doing a ton of like charity work or things like that. I don't have the time to put it in. I have my 3 core priorities everything else kind of takes a back seat, but it's worth it, right? Getting the return that you want for like long term, because you we're quoting Gary Vee a lot in this. When you say eat shit for 3 years or something, like if you actually like dedicated it for 2 years, maybe you didn't have the social life you wanted. You weren't up in the clubs popping bottles. You weren't driving the Benz, Beamer, Bentley. But
I'll be further than I would have been if I didn't do it. So that's all I care about. I just want to see like just growth, because I just want everything I do to be better and better just every time. So I think that's
just prioritize it. Don't try to be great at a lot of things. Podcast, work.
Yeah. Cool. Simple as that. Because there's like when you're a student and like I guess like you're a young entrepreneur, every time someone feeds you an idea, you're like, oh, I'm gonna go do this, I'm gonna go do that, and then it just you lose track of if you're working on this the whole time, then you actually would have gotten it done.
It's just even just 90 days of focus, like you'll learn, right? Like if you wanted to get into programming or you wanted to start a side hustle or whatever, just get 90 days of focus. Just see, like you may find like one, you can get it done faster than that. You might also be like, oh, this sucks. I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
Like,